Efficient, helpful, professional, and caring.
We care. It's just one more reason people prefer the Red Shirt treatment with Independent Health. See all the reasons to Red Shirt at redshirttreatment.com.
Inspired by actual member comments, paid actors use. Experiences may vary.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. A senior moment with your host, Kerry Saunders. We talk about your health, staying healthy, your wealth and your golden years, and so much more. And now, a senior moment with your host, Kerry Saunders.
Good morning. This is Kerry Saunders. Welcome to a Senior Moment radio show on WUFO Radio 96.5, 1080. 96.5, 1080. Yeah, I had coffee, so I'm already messing up. Today on the Senior Moment, we have a good show. We have Christina Oishei. She's the president of the John Oishei Foundation. And the Oishei Foundation, we probably heard of it, like Children's Hospital. They're going to start doing grants to the Eastside of Buffalo. And they're going to change their whole policy and their whole format to do for racial equality and financial equality for the Eastside of Buffalo. So it's going to be a great show today. And then we're going to have Tyra Taylor on real quick. She's the owner of a new women's clothes store in Depew. So we're going to have her on our show too. We're going to go to our sponsors real quick. We're proud to have Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center as a sponsor of a Senior Moment. You know, take a personal assessment of yourself. If your doctor says, well, we see something in you, go to Roswell. Roswell is one of the best in the country for cancer and cancer treatment. That's all they do is cancer. And, you know, some of these other places are up and they do cancer too. But, you know, if you got some sign of cancer or anything, go to Roswell because they're the number one. Number one. And let me see what they're going to be doing. They always have a lot of outreach too, Roswell. They have the Witness Project. They have two outreach events on Thursday, December 14th. The first one is at 9:30 to 11 o'clock at First Student on Walden. That's outreach for cancer screening. And that's at 247 Swanee Street. And then from 5 to 7 at the Buffalo Public School 414 Division Street, they'll be having some screening. And then the Esperanza Veta will present information on diabetes and bilingual stuff, and that's at School 33 on 157 Elk Street. So Roswell always does a lot of outreach. So, you know, you call Roswell. You can go over to Michigan Street, the new facility, too. You can call Roswell and then ask them what they're doing. They're screening. Cancer, lung cancer, prostate, breast, all of it. You know, you need to get screened for those things. And those are things that are very curable if they caught early. So you go check out Roswell. Call them and say, listen, can I get a screening? And they'll tell you what you need to do. The weather outside, it's happening. Wow. Yeah, it is nice out. It's nice out. It's really nice out. So go get out today. Move around. Do not stay at home. I already got my flu and my COVID shot. I hope you get it. And this new thing, RSVP. Well, it's a new respiratory illness that's going around, and I think they have shots for that too. So, but you need to get your COVID and your flu shot. There's a cool woman's store on Broadway. We have her on the show right now. It's called Fun Fashion and Finds, and we're going to talk to her in a couple seconds because it's Christmas time. Tyra Taylor, you on the line?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Tyra?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, so Christmas is coming. You just opened this new woman's clothing and accessory store on Broadway, right?
Yes. Yes.
So tell us where the location is at.
The location is 4928 Broadway, Depew. But first, I'm going to kind of reiterate what the store is all about.
Okay.
It's a new ladies' boutique that sells online clothing from popular online websites that are sold within this store.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of gives the ladies, instead of ordering online, like I said before, not knowing what they're going to get, they can come to the store and see what's within the store that they can wear. We have a dressing room, so they'll be able to know if they can wear it, and they'll know what they're purchasing before they even purchase it. Because online, sometimes you don't know what you're getting when you do get it back. So here, they can kind of find out what they're getting. They can see it in the store. And as far as the holiday goes, now, this store kind of has Black Friday every day.
Okay.
If the prices are so reasonable, if they were any lower, it would be giving them away. So I think that they would be happy with the prices.
How long have you been out there?
I've only been out here now about 3 months.
Okay. And you're in
Yeah.
Depew. You're on Broadway and Depew, right?
I'm on 4928 Broadway, Depew.
4928
28 Broadway.
Broadway and Depew. And you have a whole bunch of, like if someone comes to your store and it's something they don't, first of all, you have a whole lot of modern fashion, right?
Right.
For all,
right.
women of all ages, right?
For all ages, sizes go from small to 2X and sometimes 3X.
All right. And then if they can't find what they're looking for, you can order it online for them?
I will order it online for them. They will not have to pay an upfront cost because, like I said again, they don't know what they're getting. So if it's something that they see and I order it for them, they can come in and try it on and see if that's something that they want. If not, I can just keep it and sell it within the store unless they're going to purchase it. from me.
So, women, listen up. So if you go out to 4928 Broadway, which is not really far if you go down Broadway, it's in Depew, you can go to an upscale woman's boutique. They have accessories and clothing out there. And Tyra Taylor, she just bought it. She's out in Depew, okay? But she's an African-American woman who's a really nice shop. So if you want a small place to go shop, quaint, not a rush atmosphere, go out to Fun Fashion and Finds in Depew for your Christmas shopping, right?
Right. We have a lot of stuffing stockers that they can use, things that they can stuff with. The stockings, it's very neat little gift ideas in here. Very neat. You don't find what I have in stores around here.
I'm going to bring my wife out there and I'm going to close my eyes. Fun Fashion Finds out on 42938 Broadway in Depew. Go out there and it's a cool spot. All the dresses, won't be no rush atmosphere. I mean, I think you should go. If you're going to do Christmas shopping, you should need to go out there. Take that little ride down to Depew. It's not really far.
Yeah.
Once you
It'll
start,
be worth it.
it's 20 minutes from Buffalo, actually. It's not even far. You go straight out to Broadway. You don't have to do nothing. Go straight out Broadway into Depew. You'll see Fun Fashion and Finds. Can they get you online? Can they look online and get the address?
They can. I'm going to be placing some more products online that they can see that's in the store. That's on Facebook page. I'm going to be doing an Instagram, but I will give that information out as soon as that all gets together to get to the customers who would like to see it. So.
Okay, great. So that's Tyra Taylor, the owner of Fun Fashion and Finds. You can listen to her ad here on WUFO too and find out if you missed anything today, or just go out there because it's Christmas shopping. Go out there. I mean, really, take the little ride, jump in the car with your girlfriends, and go out to, or your sister or whatever, and go out to Fun Fashion and Finds. Take a little ride. Go check out Fun Fashion and Finds and Depew, right down Broadway. 4928, right?
4928.
4928 Broadway. 4928 Broadway. Fun Fashion and Finds. Tara, have a good day. Go outside. I was going to say stay warm, but go outside. Just don't put no shorts on. I'll talk to you very soon.
Happy holidays.
Happy holiday. Talk to you soon. Thank you. That's Fun Fashion and Finds out in Depew, 4928 Depew. And go out there, listeners, and go do some shopping. So we have Christina Oishei on here today, and we're going to be talking about Oishei, the Oishei Foundation, and what they're planning on doing with their new policy on the east side of Buffalo. This is great. So I'm going to just turn to so I can put her on screen. And so I hope I can see her. Can we see you?
Yep.
You can see? You good?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just a little crooked. I don't want. Every time I mess with this thing, I drop it. I'm just on Facebook. We just so I can keep a policy. So tell Christina Oishei, or say, tell our listeners about just a little bit about yourself, and you've been the president of Oishei Foundation for how long?
Almost 2 years
Almost
I
2
joined.
years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
Before that, I worked at UB, but my whole career has been in the Buffalo area, working in supporting economic growth.
Right. Okay. So how long have you been? You said you've been a president for 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So, tell our listeners how the Oishei Foundation, because you just need to know.
Yeah.
How it got founded and why was it created?
Yep. So a little bit of history. It's actually interesting. So our founder was John R. Oishei. He was a local business person, and actually back in 1916, he was driving his car on a rainy night and he struck a bicyclist. Thankfully, the bicyclist was okay. But that inspired him to try to find a way to actually clean the windshield, because there weren't effective windshield wipers back then, so he couldn't see the bicyclist. So he went out and basically developed the windshield wiper, ended up selling them, worldwide to major auto, Ford, GM, and became, had a really good business. It was called Trico Products. Trico, you can see the building, one of his old buildings on the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus. It's being renovated now. But, through his business ventures, he was very successful and was able to create a lot of wealth. And so in 1940, he set up a foundation. Originally, then it was named after his wife and daughter, but in 1997, it became the John R. Oishei Foundation, with really just simply the mission to improve the quality of life in Western New York and grant money to nonprofit organizations to help with everything from education to healthcare to basic needs.
So the Oishei Foundation started from the founder of Trico.
Right.
The wiper
That's
blade.
right.
So you probably know what Trico is, everyone on Tupper, when you come off the spread. It used to be Trico Blaze, and people probably worked there that's listening, and then now it's going to be an apartment building or something like that.
Right.
So he's that. But now the Oishei Foundation name is associated with Children's Hospital.
That's
and
right.
that's what most people,
Right.
but the Oishei Foundation is not Children's Hospital.
That's
no,
right.
Right? So that you get
Correct.
mixed up with people. Yeah.
Right. What happened is we're separate organizations, but the Oishei Foundation gave a very large gift to the hospital that was part of enabling it to build a new facility. And so they named the hospital after Mr. Oishei, our founder.
Okay, so now the Oishei Foundation was given grants from your trust fund
Right.
to health and education and people like that, and that was you were giving out millions of dollars to
Right.
to different organizations. Millions, they give out millions of dollars.
All across, historically, it's been all across Western New York.
Okay, so now, and this is what they've been doing with the foundation that Mr. Oishei
Yeah.
created, right?
That's right.
And so, he's gone now, and
Yep.
he left his money to be funded. I'm giving you an explanation, listeners, of what's happening here. And so now, after the years of how long has the Oishei Foundation been funding people, funding grants for
Well, officially as the John R. Oishei since 1997, but before that they were granting. It was all anonymous then.
So now
and
it's
quietly.
1997. Okay, so you've been
even
so if somebody
longer. That's right.
came to Oishei and said we got a grant.
Yep.
Then we need a grant. They file an application with
That's
you
right.
guys, and you guys grant them money. So now, right now, the Oishei Foundation is going to change their whole policy, and they're just going to start granting money to organizations on the east side of Buffalo. It's a new direction you're taking,
Right.
For racial equality
That's
and
right.
financial equality and
Financial
equality,
prosperity. That's right.
and on the east side of Buffalo, right?
Right. With a focus there. Yep.
And that's all you're going to be doing.
Right, because, again, historically, we've funded nonprofits across all of
Right.
Western New York and broadly to enhance the quality of life. So whether it was things like the Children's Hospital or education scholarships or lots of arts and culture
Right.
organizations, but we just recently announced that we're shifting all of our focus to really focus on creating financial prosperity, economic mobility, focused on the East Side. And also a really important part is the way we're going to do it is by working with partners who are getting at what are the root causes that have prevented people from having thriving financial security.
So that brings up the question is, why the change?
Yeah.
Why the change in policy and the focus of basically giving grants to throughout the whole? So let me ask you something. Are you changing your policy just to be solely on the east side of Buffalo? That's all Oishei is going to do now?
We are starting on the east side of Buffalo. Over time, we may expand back out to the broader region, but for any of the foreseeable future, we're focused on the east side.
And that's grants. So if you're listening, and I know a lot of people are, and if you have an organization that's eventually, not now,
right?
But why the policy change?
Well, it's really a whole strategy shift, and
right.
And the reason is we were working with our board of directors, and although we're certainly proud of the impact we've been able to support through lots of nonprofits over the years, you still see really growing disparities in our region. We're still amongst the most segregated communities in the U.S., and we have one of the highest poverty rates in the U.S. And so as we really started to ask, why is that? Why is that there has been persistent segregation and poverty in our community? And at a time when we're celebrating so much economic revitalization, right? Whether you look at the waterfront, the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus, entrepreneur growth, that's not benefiting everyone. And so for us, we really started to try to ask questions to understand why that is and what has to change. And really what it comes down to is there's persistent racial inequities in all kinds of systems, in our community that ultimately have to change if we want to enable everyone to fully contribute towards the financial and economic growth in our community and be able to thrive.
Mm-hmm. So what made the light bulb come on, I might say? Was it during the pandemic when the East Side was being gifted food and all kind of stuff? And or what was it?
No, we had as an organization, we had decided we were going to step back and just take a look at our strategic plan and sort of what have we accomplished and where is the community at. And so we just started taking a much deeper look at what the data really was saying about our region. And in particular, what we did is we looked at the data by race. So we looked at everything at what's happening for the Black community, what's happening in our white community, and the disparities were very, very clear. The average income in the Black community is $26,000, $40,000 for white. Home ownership is about 33% for Black community, 70% for white. So we see these growing disparities in our community. And then at the same time, we looked at Dr. Henry Lewis Taylor from UB had done a new report on what the state of the Black community was on the East Side. He'd done it 30 years ago, and he basically demonstrated there's been no progress.
On the East Side of Buffalo.
Right, on the east side of Buffalo. Not only that, in many cases, conditions are worse. And again, it's because of all kinds of systemic inequities. And then, of course, COVID had a disproportionate impact on our Black communities. May 14th, absolutely, was just a horrific massacre that I think all of us said, what are we going to do differently? How do we ensure this never happens again in our community? And then the blizzard had a right after that, last winter had a disproportionate.
Wow.
So in the midst of all of this, we certainly said something has to change. And if we want things to change, then we have to start with changing our own organization and where we're focused and what we do.
So what's happening with Oishei then? You guys, your policy is changing completely. So what steps are you going to be taking to ultimately change the policy and the focus on racial equality and equality on the east side of Buffalo and helping building wealth in the east side of Buffalo?
Exactly.
Right.
So we've set our new, as you said, our new focus and direction and strategy. And that is really building equitable financial prosperity with a focus starting on the east side. And we believe that in order to do that, we have to start focusing on addressing the root causes, the systems that are preventing people from really getting a higher ownership of home ownership, from getting better paying jobs, right? And when you start to look at some of the systems, you start to think about, well, where are the good paying jobs? Are they accessible? Are they accessible if you're on public transportation? Is the training and education that's needed to get the higher level of skills to continue growing accessible? You know, what are some of the barriers to home ownership? So we're focused on working, again, on the root cause. It's a difference between, you know, and there's certainly needs, and our community has been really good about coming together and saying, let's help provide immediate relief, right? Help feed someone today, help provide clothing today, help provide shelter today, all needed. But if we're really focused only on the immediate urgency and needs, and we're not saying what has led to the person needing to be in the position where they have to choose between paying their rent or buying food or health care or food, we got to get to those root causes if we want real change in our community. So, that's what we're going to focus.
The Oishei is a multi-million-dollar trust, right?
Right.
So
Foundation, yep.
So trust foundation. So for the people who are listening and saying, okay, we've heard this before.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
First of all, is it going to be long-term? Is this going to be the Eastside for years, or is this like a one-trick pony?
No, because the conditions that led to the circumstances that we have in our community are long-standing, and those are going to take a long time to change. So this is not a short-term, we set out, this is our 10-year strategic direction. It'll probably continue on after that, but we also recognize we have a lot to learn. This is a new focus for us, right, as an organization. So although we have a very clear, this is what we want to help accomplish, number one, we recognize we can't do it alone. It's going to take a whole bunch of partners working together. Secondly, we have to really center community voice. The people that we ultimately want to help and impact, they know best what they need and what the circumstances are and what the barriers are that have been preventing them from truly having greater financial prosperity and stability, right? So we need to hear from them what the barriers are and how we can best support, their growth.
That's where it gets a little bit muddy, because then how you want to do, you're changing your focus from health and education. So that means the Eastside is out with that too. Or do you want to start doing more health and education, because that leads to financial?
It could.
Well,
that's
too.
right.
So do you want to lead to that in the community, or you're looking to do grants for homes, or grants to rehabilitate, grants to go to school, or what type of what is the? I know you guys.
So we haven't necessarily said we're not doing health, we're not doing education, we're not doing workforce training. That's really all to be determined. What we are saying is, what are the barriers that are preventing people from getting to the point where not only do they have financial stability, meaning I can at least take care of myself today, you actually have money to put away savings, you have money to eventually buy a home, you have money, to put away retirement. So if as we hear from and work with community and different community groups, they say, look, education is the number one thing for us, and we need better access, we need more support for higher level education, then that's partially where we'll focus. But that's our next phase of work, is really, now that we've said this is our new direction, we want to work from Eastside community about those barriers to help guide us in what those solutions are.
So for some people, we're sitting around talking about, we might be able to get a grant. What parts of the Eastside are you looking to get this information from that you'll be able to grant? Because you're looking at data. But financial security is a whole different ballgame.
That's right.
And that's what you guys are trying to get into the crust of that. Yep. Other than housing and
business development, it could be around, look, maybe one of the major things is, we want more support to grow more businesses here in the East Side.
That would be huge. Yeah.
That could be one of them, right? To your point, Housing and home ownership might be a particular, focus. So again, that's all. Well, what I've been doing is actually I've just been meeting with and sitting down with lots of different folks all across different organizations on the East Side. People can reach out to us. We'll have a conversation. We're looking at, I know that the community has already been asked so many times, what do you need? So we're looking at all of the information that's already been gathered to help guide us. And at the same time, over the next year, we have focused on all of Western New York, right? And we've supported organizations for a long time. So we're providing transitional support to them as we step away
So you're
from
actually
some of the things.
So the grantees already you have, you're gonna actually stop granting them just to put focus on the East Side of
That's
Buffalo?
right.
Wow,
So
that's
what
a
we've
heavy hit.
communicated to them is we're providing transitional support for you over the next, year or two while we free up our resources to focus them all in our new direction.
I have a community group, and I'm hearing this, and I'm saying to myself, well, how do I get ready to be a grantee?
Well, what I do is I'd actually start by reaching out, and they can either go to our website, which is oishei.org. That's OISHEI.org. First of all, they can they can become more familiar with our new strategic direction, so they understand what kinds of things, again, we're looking for. And then they can reach out, provide their contact information, so we can have someone from our team get in touch with them and start a conversation.
So it's not too late to do those things.
Oh, no, not at all. No,
Okay.
right now we're not, there isn't like an application on our website
Right.
that you could start applying. I'd start by reaching out and have a conversation with us.
So, major organizations on the East Side of Buffalo, listen up now. You'll be able to request a grant for certain services that you would provide, but it has to be on the realm of racial equality, financial.
Right, leading to financial prosperity and getting at root causes.
And getting
so
at root
not
causes.
not symptoms. I understand there's tons of people doing great work today again and helping provide immediate support, but that's not where our focus is going to be.
Is there going to be a cutoff point of the grant money that one organization can get? Like somebody might apply and say we need $50,000. It doesn't matter as long as they're doing the right thing.
Right. We haven't sort of put any of that specific criteria in the place. In the past, we had broad ranges of the kind of support we would provide. So I think we will going forward as well. And really what we're honestly looking for, we're not really just looking for a one-time transaction where we make a grant to an organization. We're really looking for partners.
Okay.
So longer term, who are going to be helping us learn, we're going to learn together what's working, what's not. How do we support them even beyond grant making? We have leadership development programs. We've had a Leader of Color Fellowship program, 125 amazing leaders of color, all working in nonprofits, have come together and all participated in a leadership development program. We're working with them about how do we continue to sort of develop leaders who can lead the development in their own neighborhoods and communities. We understand there's not only disparities in concentrated poverty in the East Side, there's tremendous assets on the East Side. And our community for too long hasn't recognized that, right? That is where our major youth and talent and future workforce is. We have entrepreneurs there. There's tons of opportunities to partner to grow the community.
Christina Oishei from the Oishei Foundation, this is a major, major undertaking the Oishei Foundation is about to take. And it's a huge step to help the community come from under all this racial inequality as far as health and home ownership and education and all kind of stuff. And I mean, this is a huge undertaking. And I just tell me, because we got 1 minute left, and I want to bring you back on and I want to get you on the radio more so we can have people understand where you're coming from. So just tell me where you guys are at right now.
So right now we're beginning our outreach to community, very much looking for people to help us really provide insights about this new direction for us. We're providing transitional support to the grantees that have been partners for a long time. And you know, we're looking forward to really moving forward to some action.
So you met with Sheila,
Yes.
the owner of WUFO, and myself, and
Yep.
we're on board 100% to help you push this through, because it's anything that matters on the east side of Buffalo is. I just hope this works.
That's right. Well, it's going
I
to take
just-
a lot of
it takes-
partners. We're
and
going
it's
to
gonna
come
take time.
together.
It's
and
not gonna
make it
happen
happen.
overnight.
That's right.
And it's going
That's
to take a
right.
long time, and you guys are going to stay.
Let's stay the
We
course.
won't see you funding another hospital, will we?
No, we're focused.
All right, I think that's it. Would you like to say anything?
Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time today, Kerry. Looking
We have
forward
Christina
to
Oishei on our show here from the Oishei Foundation. This is real. It's going to be granting the east side of Buffalo and the community groups money to make things happen in our community. So let's keep our eyes open and our ears open and see how we can help the Oishei Foundation and help our community. So thank you.
Thank you,
Merry
Kerry.
Christmas,
Yeah,
Christina.
same to
and
you.
I hope to have you back on very soon.
Wonderful.
All right,
Appreciate
great.
it.
This is the Senior Moment Radio Show. Listen to us every Saturday here on WFO Radio 96.5, 1080. Chanel is telling me it's time for me to go. All right, talk to you next week. Love you. Bye-bye.
You just heard a Senior Moment with Kerry Saunders. Join Kerry every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. right here for a Senior Moment on the legendary